Hello, everybody. I don't know if anybody's watching this. Hello, everybody. I don't know if anybody's watching this. Hello, everybody. I don't know if anybody's watching this. No, because it's private. Anyway, I got a new microphone. Anyway, I got a new microphone. Yeah. So. Which means I can do this. Good thing nobody's watching. Alright. Hello, everybody. Which means I can do this. Sorry about me like grunting and coughing. It's because right outside my window, our neighbors are farmers and they were cutting hay, and I'm allergic to hay, so that's sorry about me like grunting and coughing. It's so that is right why. Outside my window, our neighbors are farmers and they were cutting hay, and I'm allergic to hay, so that's so that is why. Anyway, let's play the game. Anyway, let's play the game. I guess it's not working. Like, I guess it's not working. It's weird. I wonder why that's happening. It's weird. I wonder why that's happening. Let me try and do this maybe. don't know what's causing that. It's weird. It's fine. Anyway. So, the game we're playing is called Shred. It's like a snowboarding game. It's pretty fun. I don't know what's causing that. It's weird. It's fine. Anyway. So, the game we're playing is called Shred. It's like a snowboarding game. It's pretty fun. Alright. See, I don't know if like that shows your speed or not, like right there. I don't know what that is. See, I don't know if like that shows your speed or not, like right there. I don't know what that is. Yeah. Oh. So if you capture settings, enable other audio sources. If you capture settings, other audio sources. Oh, maybe that's it. Game capture. Oh, maybe that's it. Game capture. No, I don't know how to figure this out. The screen is going to go black for a second, I think. The screen is going to go black for a second, I think. This is so annoying. Oh.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't subscribed already, feel free to click the link below. I've got some exciting stuff to share with you today, so let's get into it. Hello guys.
What is up, guys? My name's Pete from the Gaming Careers YouTube channel, and today we're going to be looking at OBS Studio again, and specifically how you add sources to OBS Studio. So things like your game, your webcam, your overlay, things that really make your stream stand out and look more appealing to viewers. Now, I'm hoping a lot of you have already seen our OBS Studio tutorial where we looked in depth into the settings behind OBS Studio. Things like which Twitch server to stream to, what bitrate, what FPS, what resolution, which will link you to the really in-depth 20-minute tutorial which is going to get your OBS set up in the perfect way. If you're confident that you're completely set up in terms of OBS settings, then let's jump into adding sources in OBS Studio. So as you can see, we're now in OBS Studio, and I've just got an example scene up with multiple different sources, the kind of thing that we're going to be creating today. So as you can see in this scene, we've got a webcam, we've got our game, we've got an overlay, and we've got some text, which are the 4 different sources that we're going to be covering in this video. So it's worth quickly mentioning what the difference between a source and a scene is. You can have multiple different scenes in our OBS window. A scene is basically a collection of sources, so you could have different scenes for different games if you're a variety streamer, or you could have maybe one which just has your webcam and chat on for if you're in between queues in a competitive game. But effectively, a scene is a collection of sources that appear on screen together. So a source is effectively something that appears on screen within one of your scenes. So something like your video game, that would be a source, your webcam would be a source, your overlay and some chat or text, that could also be a source. So a source is something that appears on screen, and a scene is a collection of sources. So the first thing we're going to be covering in this video is how you add your video game to OBS. The first thing that you need to make sure that you have is your video game running on your computer. When you're in your video game, it's worth just quickly looking at your game settings. So if you go into your video options from within the game and see what you have selected for display mode. Typically, if you have it set to full screen, that should give you the best frame rates in-game, but it can give you some heavy delays when alt-tabbing, which is probably something that you're going to have to do a fair amount, especially if you only have a single monitor and you're going to want to be reading Twitch chat. If you are going to be alt-tabbing a lot, you don't have a second monitor that you can quickly refer to, then you're probably going to want to set the game to run in a borderless window. This basically makes the game seem like it's running full screen, but it's actually running in a window, so you can alt-tab much quicker, but it will be at the expense of some FPS loss. So now you've got your game running and you have your display mode set how you want it. You want to go to window, so when full option. When you're in your video game, it's worth just quickly looking at your game settings. So if you go into your video options from within the game and see what you have selected for display mode. Typically, if you have it set to full screen, that should give you the best frame rates in-game, but it can give you some heavy delays when alt-tabbing, which is probably something that you're going to have to do a fair amount, especially if you only have a single monitor and you're going to want to be reading Twitch chat. If you are going to be alt-tabbing a lot, you don't have a second monitor that you can quickly refer to, then you're probably going to want to set the game to run in a borderless window. This basically makes the game seem like it's running full screen, but it's actually running in a window, so you can alt-tab much quicker, but it will be at the expense of some FPS loss. So now you've got your game running and you have your display mode set how you want it. You want to go back to OBS, and there's a few different methods that you can use to capture your game. Some methods work better than others, and it completely depends on the game. Since every game is coded differently by different companies, they may require slightly different setups in OBS. There's absolutely loads of information on the OBS forums, which I've linked in the description below. So if you're having issues with a specific game, make sure you go to the OBS forums and see if anyone else has had a similar issue. Now, there are 3 different methods that I would recommend for capturing your game. I would start with game capture, and if that doesn't work, go to window capture, and if that doesn't work, finally go to display capture. I'm going to cover all 3 of them quickly now. So if we start with game capture, if you go down to the menu and click the plus icon, or you can right click and choose add, and we want to select game source. Here you can enter the name of the application if you want to. I would just recommend entering the name of the game that you're going to be capturing. Now, the default mode that should pop up should say capture any full screen application. I've had some trouble with this. It doesn't seem to always be able to find my game running, so sometimes you'll have to change this mode to capture a specific window and then select the right window in the drop down below, and you can leave the window match priority on executable name. Multi-adapter settings, this is an option if you're using multiple graphics cards, so something like Crossfire or SLI, technically multiple do that option. If you go or get let OBS select the right option, this basically just may need to be enabled for OBS to work with some games. So if you're having trouble capturing a game, maybe you're just getting a black screen even though you've selected the exact game that you want to be able to know why hit OK in your game to show in OBS using game capture, and you've tried using the capture specific window and enabling the anti-cheat hook and it still hasn't helped at all, I would recommend then going to window capture. Adding a window capture is pretty much the exact same as a game capture. Click the plus icon and choose window capture, and then the settings are pretty self-explanatory. If you're still having issues capturing the game using window capture, then the last option I would try is display capture, where you actually choose one of your monitors to constantly capture. Obviously the downside of this is that it captures everything within the monitor. So if you alt tab to a window behind the game like Spotify or your chat, then the stream will also show that, which it wouldn't for game capture or window capture. Hopefully using one of those three capture methods you now have your game running in your stream, so you can finally just move it around and size it to make sure it fills the whole window. The next thing we're going to be adding is an overlay. Now overlays really give you the opportunity to make your stream stand out from every other stream on Twitch. You can use some personal branding, some colour schemes that you've kept consistent throughout your Twitch streams and YouTube channel. And you can also promote your social media through images on your stream through overlays. Now I'm not going to go through where you should get your overlays from. There are absolutely loads of websites offering both free and premium stream overlays. So if you just Google search for stream overlays or something similar, you'll get absolutely loads of options. However, if you are good with Photoshop, I would recommend designing your own stream overlay. That way you're going to be completely unique to anybody else on the internet and on Twitch. If there's enough of a demand for this, I'll create a video on how you create your own overlays in Photoshop. So let me know down in the description if that's something you'd like to see. So to add an overlay, we're going to go to Add and then Image. I would recommend here naming it something easy so you can identify it. You don't want to accidentally disable this if it's going to be constant on your game. Next, you want to be browsing for the image on your hard drive that you want to use as an overlay, and there is an option for unloading the image when it's not in use, but I'd recommend leaving this disabled. Now you should see your image on screen.